Thank you for being so strong. You're not alone, okay? Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Eskamani, proudly serving District 42 in the Florida Legislature. Before I begin, I want to acknowledge that we have some amazing elected officials who are here. And if you are an elected official, could you approach the microphone with me? Because I want to make sure folks see who is here. Yes, Beverly too. I want to show this united front of support because right now we're seeing dangerous rhetoric from politicians around the country that are anti-American, that are intentionally inflammatory, and are demonizing hardworking people across our country. People who are not criminals, people who are contributing to our economy, who are paying taxes, who are helping our economies thrive, especially in a state like Florida, where agriculture, tourism, and construction are three of our largest economies. And it is immigrants who are building these economies every single day. And so I know there is constant hateful rhetoric coming from politicians. You will not see that from us. And I want to emphasize that we are not afraid to stand with our immigrant community members. Many of us are daughters of immigrants, myself included. And I also want to emphasize that we stand in opposition to the militarization of law enforcement, to the lack of due process in the context of immigration law. We are already living in a world with a broken immigration system, period. I hear this rhetoric all the time. Take the right way. Do it the right way. I hate to break it to the American people, but there is no right way in this country that works. In fact, Beverly just described how her mom and her dad have been trying to do things the right way by following what ICE is telling them to do, by showing up to their appointments. Now we have situations around this country where officers are dismissing cases while agents wait outside masked to detain and deport them. Shame on this country. This will be a dark moment in our nation's history. And if you think it doesn't impact you, think again. Because if you care about affordability, guess what? It is our immigrant laborers every single day who keep products cheap, who do work with very little gratitude and very low pay. And I also want to push back on what I've seen as over compliance by local governments and law enforcement agencies across this state. You have state representatives here who have been fighting these bills for years in Tallahassee. I can tell you quite clearly that there is no requirement for local law enforcement agencies to join ICE, period. Now, of course, there's bullying by the DeSantis administration, there's bullying by Trump, but there is no requirement to do that. And by the way, if you are going to sign on with a 287G task force agreement, you only have to train one officer to be compliant. You do not have to train your full force, 10% of your force. I'm not here for the misinformation. And as partners in the press, you have to provide that clarity. Because what we're seeing now is an over-compliance for the thought that if we over-comply, we'll be safe. No one is safe. No one is safe. This is not the time for respectability politics. This is not the time for us to go along, get along with fascists. We need to hold the line as a community and protect the people who add so much to Central Florida.
Say it.
And so, of course, we are here today to demand that this crisis be addressed, that Beverly's family be reunited. Right now, President Trump, if he wanted to, has the power to bring her dad back, to bring thousands of people back, and to stop the deportation of her mom. And so we stand in solidarity with Beverly and her siblings, with all of our immigrant communities. And I just want to emphasize the importance for elected officials to break the stigma, to share the impactful work of immigrants in our society. Because there has been a weaponization of isolated incidents of criminality. And we do not excuse that. All criminal actors who are especially violent should be held accountable.
Period.
Beverly's parents are not violent. Beverly's parents are not criminals. And as a reminder, if you don't have regulated status in this country, it is a civil offense, not a criminal offense. And I don't see other individuals with civil offenses being detained or deported in this country. So let's have equal application of the law. Just because you have a complexion like mine does not mean you should be treated differently in this country.
Yeah.
Period.
Period.
And so I thank you for being a part of this.